Hey guys, welcome to Talk About It Thursday with Bree. Talk About It Thursday is usually the place where we just I talk about things that I've gone through and learned through my personal development journey, hoping that I'll be able to connect with some of you, to be able to help you in some way, maybe to inspire you or to just let you know that you're not alone in the journey of just growing up or just maturing. And when I say growing up, I don't mean like you're a child going into adult. I just mean maturing, because there's many people who are adults but are not necessarily mature. So this is why I'm sharing my journey with you. So today I'm going to talk a little bit about emotional maturity, and this is very close to me currently because emotions are just so colorful. They're so colorful. They can inspire you to behave in certain ways. They can encourage you to say certain things. And sometimes it's not always for the best. Sometimes, you gain some courage with a little bit of excitement, But today we're going to talk about not letting our emotions get the best of us. And what I mean by this is, when we get overly emotional, especially like in a way that it's a burden to us, where it's so overpowering, it makes us cry or makes us angry, or it makes us behave in a way that's so parallel, just so narrow, this is a good time for you to go ahead and be vulnerable. And what I mean by vulnerable is going to someone close to you and saying, hey man, this is exactly how I'm feeling. This is how I'm feeling. What do you think? And when you talk to these people, I mean people that you trust, people that you admire, people that you look up to, people that you like a mentor, almost like a person that is someone that can see things maybe a little bit in a more broader perspective than you can. I don't mean going to your homeboy or your homegirl that is like not emotionally stable and you asking them for emotional help or support or seeing things in a different perspective. I mean going to people that are actually, you feel are going to be able to tell you information that's going to be able to help you to grow. Now, when people tell you things when you're in an emotional state that's kind of like a reckless state, like example, when I'll do something like a little bit more personal, like when I was at a fragile state, a very like emotional fragile state where like I was sad, I was crying, and I talked to someone very close and I was just telling them exactly how I felt, and they said, just take a breath and remember that you're going to feel different when time comes. As time progresses, you're going to feel differently about this. So do not act out of your emotion and then regret your actions today. So when you're angry and upset, you can say things, you can do things that you may regret saying later on. So when you're working from the heart, when you're working from a place that's pure of intention, you're not really going to allow yourself, you can't behave. I feel like when you're working from your heart, working from a space of love and like caring and empathy, it's going to be very difficult for you to behave in a way that's going to hurt somebody else. Although it may be difficult for you to use your heart, in a time and place where you're actually in pain, it actually makes you very, very brave. It makes you very brave to actually be able to see beyond just yourself and being selfish and just saying, this is how I feel, this is how I want it, this is what I need, and me, and I. It makes you a little bit more selfless when you're able to be able to see and understand from someone else's perspective, especially when it's really hard. When you act out of compassion and empathy instead of cynicism and pessimism, you're gonna feel so much better about yourself and how you handle the situation. You're gonna leave and walk away feeling so much better, so much broader, so much bigger, because you didn't let something else conquer you. You didn't let that emotion conquer you. You were able to see beyond that negative emotion, that heaviness, that stickiness. You were able to move past it and really work from the heart space. And that is brave. Another thing is, when you do act out of anger, like jealousy or anger or revenge, you're not gonna feel good after. You may feel like, oh yeah, I got him back. But at the end, when later on, you're only hurting yourself, because nobody likes hurting other people. It doesn't feel good to know that you're hurting somebody else. And if you do feel good hurting somebody else, then you're gonna have a lot of bad karma, because I mean, what goes around comes around. And if you're able to project that onto other people, what do you think you're gonna be magnetizing towards yourself? And this is for the mature people. This message is for people that are ready to move beyond themselves, that are ready to go and break barriers within themselves and actually like rip open, themselves and discover a different part of themselves. And it takes vulnerability, it takes courage, it takes bravery, and you got to be at a certain level within yourself to be able to let those guards down, to be able to share and express exactly how you're feeling, no matter how silly, no matter how stupid you think you sound to this other person. Because at the end of the day, it's all about your personal journey. It's all about you learning to grow and develop and be the best version of yourself. And you can't be the best version of yourself if you're always hiding and holding in and self-pitying yourself and judging yourself or judging other people. It's not easy being vulnerable, but I'll tell you what, it is the best way to be able to communicate and connect with other human beings. I cannot tell you how many times I've opened up to people and I just spilled my heart out, spilled my guts out, and I just sat there like, oh man, they could take this and be like, wow, that's really awesome that she can do that, or they're going to be like, wow, this girl is just too much, and it's a coin that you're flipping. But when you're talking to people, you, in some way, I know that when you're open and vulnerable with people, you're making it okay for other people to be vulnerable with you. You're making it okay for other people to be vulnerable with other people. See, you have to be able to lead. You have to be able to walk the walk before others are doing it. That's what makes a true leader, right? Are the people that are able to do things even though nobody else is doing them. And this is why personally I can admire people that are so raw with themselves and how they feel and what they stand for. And they're saying and doing it in a way that's not demeaning to others. They're not putting others down. And instead, they're open with each other. They're open with other people. And they're saying it to connect. Or they're saying it to grow in some way. It's not to make someone else wrong or someone else right. It's just simply to make a connection. To make this world a better place where we can learn to respect one another, to listen to one another, to be part of each other's lives in a way that is going to be, in a way that is genuine, that's caring, that's loving. And it doesn't have to be romantic. It can just be simply a connection that you make so that later down the road you can say and remember, I remember this time I had a conversation with so-and-so and they taught me this. Let me give this gift to someone else. So, I mean, it's so very, very special when you're able to stay in control of yourself, right, emotionally, and in a way that's not going to burden you or somebody else. Instead, it's going to help you grow, and maybe the person that's in a conversation or in the situation with you grow too. And that is what's so beautiful about being able to see beyond just yourself and be able to see maybe the broader picture and the broader image. And I just wanted to share this with you. And I hope this has helped you or touched you in some way that inspires you to be the best version of yourself. So thank you for listening. Thank you for tuning in. Please like the Brie Hernandez page. It's a new page and it's something that is growing. So if this message has helped you, or you know somebody that needs to hear a message like this, please share this video. This is all about sharing love, sharing light, and just like making the world a better place overall. And the way to world peace, the way to making this world a better place to live in is by sharing things like this, sharing things like this. So thank you again, and I will see you next week.